Is a CT scan the same as an MRI? Same machine?
I don't think so.
Oh.
No. What is it? I don't know.
Watched a lot of Grey's Anatomy, but I have not figured that out.
Oh man, every time Tammy goes in for like a ultrasound, because she gets them on her thyroid,
Mm-hmm.
and then she got to do the lady lumps.
Mm-hmm. I had one on my foot once.
And well, I always say hi to the tall Asian girl, because one time when I was having pee issues,
Yeah.
I had to have my balls done.
Nice.
Yeah, so they do like, you do like naked, and then there's
They have to do a lot of pressure, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's like they're not thwacking them. It's
True.
It's just like
pressing on.
It's like putting a little bit of pressure on
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Like a high heel shoe.
She's not like. And anyway, so you do like you do dong flip to one side. What do? They don't tape. No, they only taped for the.
They let you do it.
They taped for the. You know what? Actually, I think they did. So you hold the washcloth.
Mm-hmm. One small finger.
Why is that funnier? Yeah, but then they do like the washcloth over one side, because they got to focus on one at a time. So they do 15 minutes on one side and 15 minutes on the other.
They make sure the pee is coming out of your balls.
So I know. They make sure I didn't have injury or something, but yeah, but it's like 15 minutes on one side. You know, because they move it around. Mm-hmm. They got to put the gel on there, you know, and everything.
They're so fast with that keyboard.
Yeah, they got to
of like saving the pictures.
There, yeah.
And it's like they have the
type
buttons.
In their little codes.
Yeah.
Right nut.
Ventricle.
And yeah, every time Tammy goes in, I'm like,
vertical axis.
Say hi. Yeah, 30 minutes. Just on your
That's crazy.
balls.
Yeah, because I was there for.
I'd pay for that.
I was there for all of the baby ultrasounds. We had to get extras because she was small. So they were doing extra growth ultrasounds where they're measuring everything. Head.
I liked going to all that. I can't imagine that. I mean,
I'm not saying it was bad. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying you are saying it's bad. I'm trying to have a conversation. This is a podcast. We need
don't
to talk
interrupt
about.
me when I'm talking about it.
I'm going to foster
a conversation.
How about this?
I fell asleep during one of them.
You did?
Yeah, because I came from
the
work.
Out?
Yeah, I came from work. The lights were down, and they were doing like the heart forever. So it's just like the same. Nothing was moving, and then I was hearing the.
Oh.
And then I just was like,
you were just imagining the white lines going by on the freeway.
I'm like, yeah.
I understand like people if they have like scheduling things or whatever to go, but going to all those appointments,
that's hard.
It's like fascinating.
It's hard to go to all of them.
I mean, yeah, especially near the end.
And most of them, if everything's going well,
right,
you don't even learn anything, and there's nothing they say.
Yeah, size of a grapefruit, all that stuff.
Yeah. But
size of bok choy or whatever.
Yeah. Bok choy, endive.
Oh yeah, I think you showed me that one.
Yeah, it's funny the things they come up with. It reminds me of that meme where it's like a picture of a boulder like on a freeway, like Snoqualmie Pass or something, and it says the boulder size of a small car is blocking the freeway. It's like a news article, and it says Americans will do anything not to measure something.
That's funny.
2 freedom units.
I thought you were gonna say the one that was like boulder the size of a small boulder or whatever.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. Yeah.
But yeah, that's one too.
A small car.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I have seen that boulder the size of a small boulder. Maybe that someone edited that one to say.
No, that was a real one.
Oh, it was?
Mm-hmm. It was just like a mistake by whoever.
For a while, I was like devoted to watching News Be Funny was a YouTube channel.
Okay.
And every Friday, I believe, they would put out news bloopers from like that week from all over the country, anywhere. Mm-hmm. And I was like devoted. I'm like, oh yeah, it's Friday. We gotta watch News Be Funny. And I was like going back for years in there. I was watching them all. Something about them trying so hard to be so professional,
right,
makes it so funny.
And they have a stroke, and they're like,
yeah. Bruce Almighty.
Dude, bad movie, Evan Almighty.
Yeah. He becomes like Moses. Is that the one?
Noah,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bruce Almighty was good, though.
Yeah, Bruce Almighty was good. Morgan F.
How many times in his life has he been referred to as Morgan F? The DMV. Morgan F. Desk number 12.
Dude, he hasn't driven since that movie.
Which one?
Driving Miss Daisy.
He's never driven?
Not after that.
Why?
He's not going to be seen doing that job again.
Yeah. It's like on the train. Some people call me, I think, porter, which is a historically black, like, subclass person that would, like, take your bags and stuff that, like, wasn't paid very much.
Really?
Yeah.
Porter was, like, the job title?
Yeah.
A porter.
Yeah. And then there was I'm going to totally screw this up, and it's worth looking it up if you're into history.
Stop the pod.
This guy, last name Pullman, got a bunch of them together. And I don't know if they kind of like unionized or whatever, but they became the Pullman Porters.
I was just going to say that.
And yeah.
Easy alliteration.
There's a lot of
to start a movement.
There's a lot of history there. Shane Gillis would know.
How about all those black like jockey things that are people's yards in the South? Have you seen this?
Oh, like the famous like the first animation of the horse running. It's actually a black jockey.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
No, people had them in their yard.
Huh.
You get a little statue, and it's a little jockey statue. And people still have them now. But I remember Bert Kreischer talking about people had
it's them. Like them riding a horse, or it's like...
They're just in a jockey outfit. I mean, just doing stuff. It'd be like a gnome or something.
Weird.
You might get a gnome, jumping over or whatever, or doing this or doing that, being silly. Yeah. It's like that. But then you just get
It's just a black jockey.
Just a black jockey.
Big red lips.
Oh, yeah.
Was that the era?
I mean, yeah.
Because they have those ones that like hold the wine. Or the ashtray ones with the big red mouth. Have you seen those?
Yes.
It's like a coin jar. People use it for coins. But it's just a big black person's mouth. Wild times.
It is crazy. Like, now...
Is that how Italians feel about the little statue of the guy that holds the wine bottle?
It's weird because something like, okay, even certain like just the level of prejudice, if you could separate like prejudice from racism, even the level of prejudice can be bad, but it might have a genesis in something like, an experience you had or something. If it's limited in scope enough, I'm not saying prejudice is good, but just like overt racism, it's just like the craziest idea to me that like people in Europe or whatever, the guy scores a goal and then they throw bananas on the field, or everybody's doing a chant of, because somebody's like, you can even be white people and they're just like the not the right kind of white, and then then they just have some kind of chant about F your mother or whatever, and it's just like, it's just so weird to me.
Oh yeah. Well, any
like
sort of
it doesn't make
Well, it's just any sort of grouping everyone into one thing doesn't make sense.
It's so weird.
I know. I saw a black guy in Fred Meyer today. I saw a black guy in Fred Meyer today.
What do you think about him?
Well, it's the Fred Meyer parking lot, actually.
And
let me tell you.
What was he doing there? Parking his car?
Nope. I get out of my car.
Parking his SUV?
No, not parking. Not doing what you do in a parking lot. I'll give you 3 more guesses now that I said not parking a car to guess what he was doing.
Okay. Where were you?
2 spaces away from the cart return.
Where you were in Puyallup. Frederickson.
Whatever that's called over there, yeah. Meridian and 176.
Sorry, what were you saying? What were you saying? Parking spot?
I was 2 spots away from the cart return.
And he was there.
Yes.
And is this okay?
Today.
Is this just like a homeless person or somebody who could be shopping? Is this
I heard them before I saw them.
Is this a loiterer? Okay. You heard them before you saw them.
Define loitering.
Was he regarded as?
No. I didn't regard him as such.
He wasn't loitering?
What's the definition of loitering?
Hanging about.
Not there to shop?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hanging about, saw before.
Heard before.
Heard before, but not regarded as.
Nope. Do people remember that? Did we talk about the ADA Act covers autism, even if you're regarded as having autism.
Regarded as. I don't even know what that means. It's so funny, though. You just be regarded as. It could just be like one person is just like, even if, 9 out of 10 dentists don't regard you, but the one dentist regards you as, you're protected.
You have cavities. Okay, so I heard him first, and he was with another woman approaching someone else by the time I saw them.
Oh, snap. They were approaching a woman then? Because you said another woman.
No, I meant to say he was with another person, a woman.
Who was a woman?
Regarded as a woman, I'm assuming. Approaching a man, returning his cart.
Oh, it wasn't cart narcs. Because he was doing the right thing.
Yeah. So this is what happens.
Was there a beef in the store?
I get out of the car. I take little baby Isla with me because I'm on baby duty.
So you can't be the hero because you got the baby there.
Exactly.
You got to keep the jujitsu locked away.
I'm in the minivan because that's where the car seat was.
You only have one?
2. The other one was in Lauren's car at work.
Oh, yes.
So I
open
my door and I hear, "Hey, can we pray for you?"
Oh. I haven't seen people praying in parking lots forever.
And then I thought to myself, what is it? Bethel Church in what's that place called? Redding, California.
People do that?
I was like, this isn't Redding, California.
Oh my gosh.
And so I come around the corner to go on the other side of the car to get Isla out. She's on the opposite side. grab her little carrier, and then I still couldn't really see him. There's one more car over, and I can hear him like saying, I can hear talking to someone, not really what they're saying. And then I was like, come up, and I was like, I do not pray on the street corners like hypocrites.
Oh.
I pray in the closet. No, I didn't actually say that, but I was ready to. For some reason, I started raging in my head.
The only evangelizers I ever see are pretty much non-evangelizers. There's a group of J-dubs that hang out.
Yeah, I see the J-dubs.
Next to the Starbucks, next to the main stairway in the center of the UW Tacoma campus.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
They just hang out there. There's like some 60-year-olds. They wear like suits and stuff, and they put their little stand up with their literature.
Yes.
But
the same ones are in Portland.
They're not asking to pray.
Yeah. So, for some reason,
they're not doing treasure hunts.
That's what I'm talking about. For some reason, when I heard, "Hey, can I pray for you?" Rage against the machine. I don't know why. Maybe because of stuff like that, treasure hunting, and but like instantly my brain went to the verse of like, I pray in the closet, I don't pray in the street, like the hypocrites, for the approval of others. And I was like, for some reason, I was like ready to say that to him and just keep walking.
Dude.
But the guy...
I pray the same place where I freak, in the sheets.
Exactly. The guy accepted the prayer.
Wow.
Maybe because he was literally trapped inside of the cart return. He was like hands on cart, halfway down the cart return thing.
You think he was codependent? He couldn't say no?
Yeah.
Insecure?
And so, I don't know what the conversation was, but when I was walking by them completely, they were praying for him. And both the guy and the girl were taking turns praying. It was weird.
I like to give him a good old, like... I want to give him a good story for when they go back to church.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll give him like a Hail Satan or something like that.
You're like a Middle Eastern prince. You lost your wallet. Something like that.
They'll be like, can I pray for you?
Did you want the Arnold Palmer one?
No, I started that one.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Next?
No. It's getting too late to have a fourth.
Fourth?
Well, I had the other one.
Oh yeah, that is your third one.
Yeah, so I try to give him like can we pray for you? And I'm like, I hate your God. And then so they can go back to their team and be like, so we went to pray for this person.
And at first he said,
he looks so nice.
F Jesus Christ.
F Jesus Christ. I'm just kidding with you guys. Get over here.
I test them. I test them by...
you test the resolve.
I ask them, like, what do you feel like you need to pray for me for? To see if they have the gifts of prophecy or not. And then when they say, it's like, oh, you're struggling at home. And I go, yeah. But then in my mind, I'm like, gotcha. You false prophets. Joke's on you.
Tammy and I once got prayed for by this guy. He's a friend of Tom and Katie's. He full on
Sozo.
like... It was pre-Sozo.
Well, yeah.
Tammy and I went there, I think like twice, just to check it out.
Belfair?
Yeah, just because we're friends with him.
Yeah. Before he went multimedia.
Oh, don't get me started on that. Yeah, before he went crazy. Because actually this guy that we went to is kind of interesting. He had like a tape. He was like an older guy. And he had a tape machine, like real, like tapes.
Yeah.
Cassette tapes. and he's like, I'm gonna pray for you. This is what I do. I'm gonna record it, but it's not for anything other than that's my accountability to you. That's my accountability to judge the prayer and judge the things I'm saying.
Do you remember his name?
Miss Cleo, I think.
Was it Spanish?
Mr.
Some
Cleo.
kind?
Yeah.
Like Caesar something?
I don't remember his name, but he had the look of that.
I wonder if I had a similar experience. But mine was a disc. Compact disc.
Dude, I got my car stolen. My prophecy got stolen along with it.
Oh, I sold my car and it was stuck in the CD player.
Oh, man, we both lost our prophecies. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was like, I got invited to, it's like, oh, so-and-so, it was at what is now Nate Jackson's Super Funny Club. That hotel right there. Have you heard of Nate Jackson's Super Funny Club in Tacoma?
I knew a Nate Jackson who went to our youth group.
Oh, no.
Is he a short black guy?
Kinda. Actually.
Nate Jackson. I mean, that sounds like a black guy.
Yeah.
But I mean,
don't think
that
he's
was
short,
his name.
Though. He's a kind of like big, as in kind of pear-shaped black guy.
I mean, I knew him 25 years ago.
Wonder if it's him. Because he's from around here, I think, and then he opened up this club after he got kind of famous.
Have you asked him if he worked at Hollywood Video before?
I don't know him. Super Funny Comedy Club, Nate Jackson. Let me find a pic of Nate Jackson. Funny that all lined up.
He looks a little bit like...
but it's connected to the... like
Sean Kempish.
Yeah, not that skinny. Connected to the Holiday Inn or something that's like...
I was so
right
close.
past,
Hollywood Video.
Right past 176.
That's my prophecy thing. Hollywood Video.
Planet Hollywood. Hollywood.
Yes,
Fitness.
that was it. Planet Hollywood.
Planet
That's what
Fitness.
It must have been. That's what they always do. Like, yes, that's what it. I knew I was hearing Hollywood. Okay. It's like two completely different things.
Red shirt. But and anyway, got invited to that, and he just kind of like preached real quick, but then started doing that, and he called people up to the front,
and now
pray
you're a
for
chicken,
them, and then record it. They give you like the CD afterwards. Yeah, and I felt like I wish I still had it, so I could reference.
Yeah,
and compare. Like you said, accountability. Because I feel like it was applicable at the time, and like maybe that's actually the goal of it,
Yeah.
Is to make you think more than tell you something shocking.
I remember a couple of pieces of mine, but one's hitting, one's not hitting.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So, but I wish I could remember more, but it was pretty long. But anyways, then, so they went from like accountability to then, I don't even know why, because we saw them and we already knew that they were talking crazy. I mean, I like Tom and Katie; they're nice people, but I don't know. They just got too into their thing, and so. But when Tammy was going through all her like dizziness, everything, she's like, "Well, I'll take prayers." Because when Tom and Katie, because when we saw them, they were like, "Oh, we can pray for you sometime." Just because we saw them at the zoo, so they're like, "Well, we're not gonna." We don't want to stop in the middle of zoo lights. They were with somebody. We were with somebody. So we're like, just like, okay, well, how about we come over sometime? We'll pray for you.
And just real quick, would you go to Zoo Lights again? Worth it?
I mean,
yes or no question.
Go with people, and it's fun.
Okay. Children.
Go with somebody else who has children, and it's fun.
Okay.
Because then it's like a night. I mean,
get back to your story. That was all I wanted to know.
If you want to see lights, go up to Woodland Park Zoo. If you're just gonna do yourselves,
yeah.
If you're gonna do zoo lights in T-Town,
what about Spanaway Park?
I don't know.
It's like a drive-through thing.
I don't do drive-through for S. But anyways, so
got the prayer.
So they come over and they're like, "Hey, well, we normally like just do a couple like private things. So can we just like maybe we'll go back in the bedroom and then Michael will stay out here with the boys?" It's like, "Oh yeah, sure, fine." Because I just want to ask
if you've been hitting her or what.
I don't know. I don't know what. I think it was away from the kids, not away from me. I don't know if, Tammy had been faithful sexually or something.
In case they were need to like expel a demon or something.
Okay, but that's the thing is, Tom's like, I don't know if we can do this because there's like stuff on the walls that might be like demonic symbolism or whatever.
What was it?
It was a picture of. It was like an artistic picture of a sun.
Of Ra.
You've seen the
picture of Ra.
You've seen the Japanese with the rays.
Yeah, the Nippon rising sun.
Yeah, the rising sun. I couldn't think of that. That's pretty much what it looks like, except the sun is yellow and the background is like orange. And he goes, "This is a."
Like a monument to Ra, the sun god of Egypt.
I think you were the person who said, it might have been Tammy, but I thought you were the person who said, like, well, if you're a Christian, don't you believe the sun was created by God? So, like,
yeah,
what's the problem? All of a sudden, the sun is demonic or whatever. It's not Baphomet holding the sun.
That's the goat.
Yeah.
Yeah. That all the metal bands use.
Yeah.
Notice me, senpai.
Praying in a parking lot. Yeah, I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while. But for some reason, I was ready to just be like, Matthew 5. I do not pray on street corners.
What do you think actually gets you mad about it? Like, if you were to think about it.
I think it just checks me back into... I don't know, the church world, and then like all the things I didn't like about church. Because if I go to church on Sunday,
if
I go to church on Sunday, I'm going in and I know I'm like putting myself in it and I know what's coming, I guess. Whereas this was like, I just opened my car door and it's like, "Can we pray for you?" I just get out of here.
Did they ask you for real?
No.
Yeah.
But I was I could hear it.
Right.
It was like pointed towards me. And it's not like something you're not expecting to hear as soon as you... I'm more used to hearing the... like some homeless person going off. I wouldn't have thought twice about that.
I just think it's so like ineffective.
Yeah.
Now. It's just like people are so hostile to that anyways. And number two, it's just like the reason why that worked, like a reason why a Billy Graham, the reason why they had like a Jesus movement or whatever in the 70s. And the reason there was, young people becoming Christian, older people having this resurgence and they're doing all these crusades and everything is because that was a generation who grew up where it's like American like equals Christian. So everybody sort of like was around the Bible or, went to church for a period in their life. So when all of a sudden this charismatic guy comes and he's doing these, big events and things, and he's saying like, you got to turn back to God. And there's all this like cultural upheaval happening in the 60s and 70s of everybody's like, yeah, of course we got to turn back to God because when I was a kid, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. But that's not how people were raised.
And was it counter to like the other cultural revolution of the time of like the hippies and art and music and.
Well, I think there was all
no
the
bras.
sexual. Yeah, I think it was like a lot the sexual revolution, the pill, Vietnam.
Yeah.
You know.
They thought like, every generation thinks it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
The church I went to in Auburn a few times, soccer player pastor.
Oh, I didn't remember that.
He was like the professional soccer player. Retired.
How old was he?
Late 40s, 50s.
Who did he play for?
I don't remember. I think Sounders.
Not the Tacoma Stars?
He still did stuff with the Tacoma Stars, like today. Coaching or something.
There was this guy, like when I was growing up, that we had like a poster of him, or mom and dad heard him speak, or he went to their church or whatever.
Might have been him.
Is he probably about like their age or something?
Yeah. But they did a drive-through prayer thing. I don't know if it started during COVID or before it, but at least that they, someone has to go there.
They don't block a road and make you get prayed for.
Let me see your papers and how can I pray for you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine if the Nazis were like super religious.
Wait, they were.
Were they though?
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, just like the January 6th people, and I'm not saying like Republicans are that, but it's sort of has the trappings of both.
No, but what if they're like forcing a religion on somebody?
Oh, okay.
But like a known religion,
Yeah.
like Catholic or something.
Right. Or like in like the Middle East when they do like a certain sect of like Iran or something.
Sort of like Sharia law or something.
Yeah.
Like ISIS versus Afghanistan in the 70s when they're all like go girls or whatever those are called.
Yeah.
Go boots. What are the girls called? Go girls? Go gadget arms?
Go boot girls. How about when they would stick the girls in the cages and then just have them dance at a party or whatever? That's weird.
In clubs? Like
No,
in the US
I'm not talking about
or in the
now.
Middle East?
No, not in the Middle East. I'm talking about here.
Yeah. Where they're like hanging.
I can
they're
understand.
just, like in like a bird cage.
I can
dancing.
understand if like their booty is out or something.
Maybe it was.
That makes
and
more.
They just don't show it on movies.
That actually makes more sense to me logically. But to just have a girl in like a...
There was some movie that I started watching with
flowers, tall boots,
Margot Robbie. I can't remember doing the Pee Wee Herman dance. There's some movie out with Margot Robbie where she's like trying to be an actress and it's supposed to be like the 20s or 30s. I guess roaring 20s, not the Depression. But she goes to some Hollywood party and it's insane like that. Like, yeah, girls dancing in cages, but yeah, sans clothes.
And you watch this?
I did. I didn't finish it though. I don't really know what happened. She got a job. She started becoming an actress. She got famous. Sheesh.
Maybe the
counter?
movie didn't finish, but
There was
some...
There was a counter character, a Mexican guy or something.
Dude, what's with you and Mexican guys tonight?
I think Brad Pitt's in it too.
He's not Mexican.
He played like an alcoholic movie star.
That is a stretch.
But to the point of like couldn't even do his lines or anything.
Yeah, to the point of hitting your kids and stuff.
Yeah. Leaving them voicemails.
You're a pig.
Pig. I was trying to
you
think
little
of
pig.
Pig.
Dude, what a guy.
Remember when he shot that person? Are we out of time?
No, we're fine.
We said that we were going to do simple pleasures every episode.
Okay. We got a couple minutes.
You have to go first because I was thinking about this a lot, and I hope I was doing it right because I don't know if I understood it correctly.
It can be anything.
But you go first.
Oh, what was I going to say? Oh, man.
You were going to say Grand Canyon.
No, that was how I introduced it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, man, what was I was going to have two. My second one is the dumbest one.
Well, I thought we were going to do one per episode.
I know, but I can't remember what my...
We'll do the dumb one just so I think
I'll do the
thinking
dumb one.
about the right thing.
Because I think I had a more serious one. This is a completely not serious one at all.
But does it give you pleasure?
It gives me pleasure.
Yes.
This is so dumb, but it happened this week, and so I weirdly was like, okay, I'm going to say this is my simple pleasure. When you, and I'm not talking about men in the shower holding water and then doing that, you know, those TikToks or whatever.
Shooting water off your fingers.
Okay, that's a good one. But no, when you sort of like manipulate, it can be like the kitchen sink, but you sort of like manipulate your hand, and maybe you're doing like this, or maybe you're doing flat, or maybe you're doing a little path for it or something like this. And it makes me think of how things like erode over time. Like it makes me think of like the geological structures, and then you just do your hand like this, and then you go, oh my gosh, that's how those like canyons, like when you go over to Eastern Washington, that's a place I was in.
Yeah.
And you're going,
well, yeah, you guys went there?
I mean, yeah, I mean,
when you saw Stacy.
I mean, not recently, but we went in the summer.
Yeah.
But every time I go over there and you see the little cracks in the hills, and the hills are just barren.
Right.
And maybe some little tumbleweedy looking things. And then down in the crack, there's just a couple, maybe a tree or two, but a little sliver of like green down in that crack. But you know, just like over time, that was like a little trickle, and then just grew and
or
grew.
Or the whole
and grew.
Wenatchee River, how it's like hundreds of feet down.
Cut. Yeah. And me just doing that little whatever shape in the thing, and then you go like, oh, it cut, you know, over time, you know, or, you know, you do it onto a plate, and then you're washing away the ketchup, and then it's like, oh, that's how the sediment, you know, moves out of that, and then it goes down the river, and then
the
over the side.
The gold's heavier, so it falls in the bottom, right at the bottom of the waterfall.
That's what I'm saying. It's like that's my Roman Empire. You know, I'm doing the thing in the thing, and it's just like, you
feel a part of the world,
I guess.
But it gives you pleasure.
It gives me pleasure. That was my dumb one.
I was really trying to think about it a lot, and luckily,
you said it was going to be so easy.
Well, I was trying to think of like a really good one.
Yeah.
That I could share with people. That maybe they could expand their pleasure horizons. But then maybe this might be too specific to me.
Girls
Mine is just exploring. Exploring
Patron.
a city by yourself.
Yeah, how many people do that though?
Yeah. So I get the opportunity of going to Vancouver, Portland, and Spokane regularly. And I will just go on Yelp, find a restaurant I want to go to for lunch. And it doesn't have to be anywhere specific. I'm not trying to find like the closest one or anything because I have a lot of time. And I'll just find one, and then if it like the route there is like a road I've been on all the time, I'll purposely like go another direction, and I just take it all in. Like, I don't know, something about being like, turn your phone's in your pocket, or maybe it's out just to get the directions, but I'm not like, can't really like walk through Portland and scroll on Instagram unless you want to step in human feces. so it's
like you want to run into an electric fence.
Yeah. So, or I had a lady yesterday. Yeah. She pulled up her van, which is obviously she's living in, up to a sidewalk, a busy sidewalk right by a hospital. And she's just pulling all of her stuff out onto the sidewalk, just stuff everywhere. And then she's standing in the middle of the sidewalk, bent over, scrubbing a pair of flip-flops. Like no one could walk through the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And everyone was having to walk like into traffic to get around it.
That's what you gotta do.
It's Portland. Anyway, exploring it. Like I'm looking at the buildings. I'm looking at the plants. There's like Portland has like a lot of the trees growing in the sidewalk that have been there forever. Just like any type of shop, anything that's there that's not, McDonald's, not like a chain. It's just, I don't know, just taking it all in. Because like I don't live there. And it's like, I wonder, what it's like all these people I'm seeing that are going into this little teriyaki place are these people that like work around here or whatever. And it's almost like everything is happening around me. And then I'm just like walking through it, like observing it.
A movie character.
Yeah, like a movie or a video game or something. I'm like observing everything as a third person. And that brings me pleasure.
That's cool. That reminds me of like when you go.
That's like, so I sent you those pictures and I just went to this restaurant, April in Tokyo, it's called. No, it's called Tokyo in April.
You go to a different one every time.
Oh, yeah.
You try to? Well, it's hard because like
depends on
like when you go.
Sometimes you want to go to the same place. Sometimes you want Jinya ramen because it's good.
Where everybody knows your name. That reminds me of like when you go to a new place and everything seems like the first time you go visit mom and dad in Collierville or whatever. And like the streets look new, the intersections look weird, the buildings are like, what restaurant is that? And everything's just hitting you like, oh, this is so odd and strange and whatever and whatever and whatever. But then it's like those people are living their lives like that just seems normal to them. Like they're not thinking anything of it. And then vice versa, if you ever have like somebody come in from out of town to your home, you're just like, oh, I'm driving down Sedgwick and then I'm turning on Jackson, or I'm going down Highway 16 or whatever. And it's just like, oh, well, this is completely normal to me. Like, what are they thinking in their head? Like, oh, I can't believe how tall the trees are. I can see the mountains.
I got to take someone, my friend Mike, he was from Minnesota. He just moved to Washington when this happened. And I took him down to the beach when I lived on the beach down there in like Southworth, Olalla. And he had never like gone to the beach and like flipped over.
You didn't live in Good Carver then?
No. But I know exactly what you're talking about. He had never been to a beach and flipped over rocks and seen all the little crabs underneath.
What?
Yeah.
Dude.
And it was like, I got to like.
And he's from Minnetonka?
Yeah.
Wow.
Minnesota. But back to, I sent you those pictures because I just like walked to this place. It was in the International District. And so then it reminded me of your post. And then also us talking about Japan and Shibuya Crossing. So I said Kanbuya Crossing until it auto-corrected. And it was like the restaurant was weird. It was fan-shaped. So like the entrance and like the checkout was the point, and then it fanned out from there.
Yeah.
In like a pie shape, and all the tables were in little like crescents.
It wasn't in that round building. It was just like near. You just took a picture of that, or was it in there?
I sent you a picture inside the restaurant.
Oh, I don't remember.
And then the other picture I sent you was not that building. But that was like interesting to me, and the food was good. I had this. It was like a Imagine taking like pumpkin, cooking it like mashed potatoes, and then deep frying it in little triangles.
Ooh.
With a little like sauce on top. I had that and it was so good. And then a bunch of sushi that was good. And then the restaurant was weird. What are you looking at?
Wait. Okay, keep talking.
And then I don't know. And then the building, there's all the buildings in Vancouver of the like super high rises and all the condos and apartments that are all right next to each other. Okay. Like you like to post.
Oh yeah. Love that. Yeah, they have those in the coop. Okay, you gotta open this big. Don't just see it on your phone, but
whoa. Wait, you said what is it?
Somebody in the background.
Of the picture I sent?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Satan.
It's the ring girl.
Why does she have a upside down cross on her forehead? How could that even be created?
I don't know.
It's what's there, right?
Where's the original?
That is the original.
I know, but I need to see it in reference. Oh, yeah, why did it do that? And like, what's on top of her head?
I don't know. That's wild.
I mean, I'm gonna dressed up like that.
I'm gonna have to remember to add it to the
person next to me had omo rice.
I'm gonna put this on my story.
The omelet with the rice with the brown gravy. I almost ordered that.
All right.
Then there was the lady with the baby, and I was like relating to the lady with the baby that was like fussy and she was putting it in the carrier and she was standing up and like bouncing it around.
Oh yeah.
Not that my baby's ever fussy or anything.
It makes me sad when people like care that their baby's making noises. Like, come on. It's like, we're good.
Yeah. We went out to ramen last week and there was this little boy there that was like across from us who was 3 or 4. And he was like, a baby. And the mom was like trying to get him to be quiet. And then Isla got a little fussy and he was so worried about her. He just was like, looking like, is she okay?
Oh, that's sweet.
It was sweet.
I love him.
It's funny, like when kids, like around like 3-year-old, they decide I'm not a baby anymore.
Oh yeah.
So then when they see a baby, they're like, oh, that's a baby. That's not me. You know. They like separate. There's a separation there.
Okay, if you saw my story from a week ago,
you could save it to post on
I'll repost it.
The update.
All right, great episode. Needs to end. Can't talk about it. Share it with a friend.